customs, and they're both MechaGodzilla, and they're possibly my best one, so let's get into it. So first up, we're going to be doing MechaGodzilla 1974. Yeah, 4. Or you can do 75, but I'm pretty sure this is 74, as the box said. So, okay, that works. So, let's get him into a normal pose. I used I don't know if it's Bandai America or something like that. It's called the Godzilla, I think, vinyl series on the Godzilla, something like that. You can find them at Target, which is where I got this guy. He's like $12, which is not that bad. So I turned him to a custom. I redid a lot of this stuff on him. So first of all, he was originally silver, but I decided to make it look more dirty, so I put like a darker silver dry brushing over it and wash. And let me hold him still. Oh, let's see if we can get. It looks really good in my opinion. It looks really not just like the movie, like it looks real. It's not overdone or anything, and I think it looks really nice. I also painted these yellow buttons on his chest. I used a bunch of reference material to make sure it was accurate, and I'm pretty sure this is what it looked like. And then I also did the MG logo. I think I did a pretty good job with these, even though they're like really small. I tried to avoid dry brushing his eyes. I just left them the same, along with these red dots on the side. I got a little bit of dry brushing on them, but it kind of worked. It's not that obvious. You can see a little bit of silver on his eyes. I don't think it's that bad, though. I really like the detail in this guy. I didn't change anything about the sculpt, but I did add a ring in the chest to hide the gaps. Originally, that wasn't there, but just hold still. Hold still! I got that piece of shit to work. I added a ring. I believe it was from an extra part from him that's like in the inside of him. So I took it, and I put it there, and it works really well as cover. So, articulation spoiler, if you move it, it covers the gap a bit. So, speaking of articulation, I'm going to be doing that. So he has a ball joint. Everything's ball joint, Lego ball joints. You can open really wide, like that. It's not loose. But obviously, you don't have to do it that wide. You can do it like that. His jaw and teeth were pretty spaced out, so I was able to cut it open. And it was slightly open, so I was able to cut it open and add a ball joint in there, which I was not able to do for Kiryu. I'll show that later. But I'm really glad I was able to get a ball joint in here, because I thought it would be impossible. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ball joint. Let me get the light on it. There's a ball joint in there. The head can move like all the way up, because I cut out some space behind her, so he can look really far up for his flying pose, which you just saw. Like, it's kind of like that. There's nothing at the neck, though, because I don't think it was like that in the movie, so I didn't feel the need to do it. I did do it for Kiryu, though, as we will see. But the head alone has a bunch of articulation, which I think carries the whole thing anyways. I don't think it needed neck articulation. Plus, it's like really small. Anyways, it's not the average Bandai Movie Monster series. This is the average size, so it's like tiny. It's like size accurate, I guess. Yeah, and then we got more ball joints here. It can move like that. Swivel, too. And then there's another ball joint right here. And, oh yeah, I forgot that happens. Doesn't happen with the other arm, though. I guess the glue wasn't strong enough for that. But I left it like that because it's kind of like battle damage where I need it in a stop motion. And plus, it stays on mostly fine. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And hope nothing else goes wrong. Then we got a swivel here, because there's not enough room for a full ball joint. Here, there's no movement, because this here, the swivel, I don't even know how that happened. I think I was trying to put a ball joint, but then it ended up just being a swivel, and I think I like that. But it didn't really work for this arm. I don't know why, so I just have to glue it in, if you know what I mean. Even though you probably don't know what I mean, because I can't explain it. But you're just going to have to believe me. It didn't work for one arm, but it worked for the other. I don't know how. But we got the ball joint at the torso. The ring does like to get stuck a little bit, but it mostly moves just fine. You can go that far down and then that far up. Yeah, I really like this. This ring really helps. Like, I can't stress enough. Cover your gaps. It makes your figures look so much better. And then probably my least favorite part, the legs. This leg is at an angle because the ball joint in there I wasn't able to get fully in the right place. This one here is a little less at an angle. I think the glue in there broke, so it's a little loose, but it works decently. Then there's a bend, decent bend. Oh, he broke. Fantastic. There's a bend here, ball joint. Other one broke right now. I'll fix that later. Then the tail, you can go up, down. It's really nice. I really like this tail. This is probably my best tail until we got to Kiryu. Yeah, I can go like anywhere you want. This part is loose, the shell, which I kind of have to fix as well. This guy I made a couple months ago. He broke in several places. I might have to fix that, but yeah, I really like this guy. I think he's probably one of my best customs. Maybe better than Shimo. I kind of like how Shimo looks though, but that's separate video. I already made that video. That's all for him. Now we got Kiryu. So here we have him here so far. He only broke like one time earlier because I was being rough with him, but I just fixed it with glue. So let me get him in a normal pose. There we go. Alright, so this might be my best custom I've ever made. Unfortunately, it's not the version with the blue backpack thingy on. But it's like I think it's called heavily armed version. Not armed, something like that. So it's the original figure had an accurate paint scheme. I just added some what is drac? I meant black wash and dry brushing around the figure to make it look a little more dirty. So that's pretty much it. It's same sculpt and everything. So I also added this ring here. It doesn't look as good as the other one, but at least it doesn't get stuck. Now articulation, you can look up this far, and then the neck, like it sinks in when you move it down, like that. You can look down really far, and then like a swivel and everything. No jaw, as I said earlier, because there is not enough room to cut into the jaw without damaging the teeth. So I just left it as it is, unfortunately, but that's what I had to do. You look side to side like that. This slight swivel here, not too much. I don't want to risk it. It's a little fragile there, but I think this is probably my favorite part of articulation here because like it's just so fluid. It's really great. Now ball joint at the shoulder. There's another ball joint. Works as a hinge basically. It doesn't move too much, but yeah, there's nothing at the hand because there's this thing over it. But if I were to cut under it, there'd be like empty space there. So I just left it how it is. I think it works fine. And then there's a ball joint. You can go up that far and down that far. Then yeah, ball joint movement basically. Nothing much. Then the legs. Once again, my least favorite part of this figure. Because when you spread it, wait, right there, it's pretty ugly. So I just keep it like this. It can kick forward, like, hold up, it can kick forward that far, literally barely anything. He also can go back a little far. Once again, not really anything. Yeah, I really don't like this. I don't know how to fix it though. So, and then the knee can go that far. It's pretty nice. Like, this part sinks in, which works really well. Then there's a ball joint here. You can get like a pivot, out movement. It's nice and tight here. I really like it. This one can go over it, so it can like go more forward. Which is nice. Yeah, and then probably like one of the more exciting parts, the tail. So it's a really funny story with this. When I started making the tail, I started from the biggest portion, kept going, and around like here, it was really nice. It didn't droop at all. Like, it stayed and everything. It worked nice. Still kind of does. But once I got to the very, like, near the tip, it started getting really heavy. So now it kind of droops if you're not careful. But it mostly stays just fine, except for that, because there's no ball joint here. It just fits in really well, so I just decided to keep it like that. But there's nothing too crazy about this. I mean, nothing too bad about it. You can do some really nice poses. I counted, there's about, let me see if we can get it in frame. There's about 10 ball joints, but you can get insane poses with this. Like, let me do that. You can also, let me do this. Stay, please. Stop. I know it doesn't sound well. Like, you can easily get the tail to touch his head like that. It's really easy. You can go up, that far. You do insane curls and stuff, and then you can go like that. Motion detected at the front door. And then, you have to tell it looks like it's one piece, but like you can pull it out. And if you don't like this part coming off or anything, you can just pop it back in. But I just prefer to leave it out like this because it looks weird when it's one big solid block. So that's the articulation on this guy, and this is probably like the best articulation I've ever done on any figure I've customized. Just keep in mind the only movable part was a swivel, and the arms also swivel. That's it. So I added all this new articulation, which it took a long time. It took like 2 months almost, maybe 1.5 months, something like that. It took a while because I took many breaks after not being able to figure out these legs. So I'm really happy with what I have here. Probably my best custom. Now it's time for size comparisons. First we have Kong, which I am selling. Please buy. He's on Mercari. Offers are welcome, but that's not the point of this video. Size comparison, Kong smaller. That's for Kong. One of my other best customs in Gears 2004. This was my first successful custom trying out these new ball joints. And he's freaking nice. His tail might not be really good. As you can see, it's just really open out. But for my first one, he's freaking amazing. Here's the comparison. We have Shima, which is decently big for a four-legged figure. It's around, like, quite a bit over half his size. I think Shima looks really nice, but this video is not about Shima. Yeah, here they both. MechaGodzilla 1974 is a little shorter compared to Shima, surprisingly, but they're around the same size. We have a custom I haven't shown off yet. It's my custom Godzilla 2021 Haya Toys right here. I'm gonna give him the spotlight for like a few seconds because I haven't shown him. I haven't gave any good looks at him, but here he is. He looks really nice in my opinion. Might make a video of him soon, maybe a few days, but yeah. That keeps happening. Anyways, there you go. So that's an average Haya figure if you have one. You want to compare it. This guy's a bit smaller. He's around the size of a monster. It's a little smaller, I think. Really, really nice. That's pretty much it for this video. If you do want to commission one, I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but if anyone's interested, I mean, I can, if you really want me to. It might take a while to make, but, let's say you did want me to make one for you. What would be the price? Maybe like around 40, but I understand why. I don't understand why anyone would want to commission one for me, because, like, 40 is a lot of money. The only reason I'm asking for around 40 is because, like, it costs money to get the ball joints. Costs me a lot of time. It costs me money to get a figure to do it. But if anyone's interested, you know, you can just ask me. I might be able to. No guarantee though. But yeah, those are my customs. Really proud of them. Goodbye.